Alright guys, we're out riding another e-bike today, and I am on one of my top favorite e-bikes I've ever ridden. And I love when I'm able to say that in these videos. Today I have the pleasure of riding the Qiolor Tiger. I believe the model for it is also the MT20. So this is their Tiger model. This thing is a very retro style and very motorcycle inspired, to say the least. The battery up top looks like a little gas tank that you would have on a motorcycle. That is also where you charge it. It has a thing that looks like a gas cap, which is where you get to actually press this button here to do a quick check on what your battery percentage is at. So that's pretty cool. So you guys know the drill. We're going to do some speed tests, go over the specifications, and get some close-ups for you guys. So let's get into it. So guys, the Qiolor Tiger is a very solid bike, very retro cafe style, and it feels a lot like a motorcycle. You can see how these handlebars are mounted on here with the clamps here and everything. It just, again, it feels very much like a street bike. I love it. And as you can see right here, guys, we haven't even gotten into a speed test yet, but we're already going 31 miles an hour, and I'm just chilling here with the twist of the throttle over here. You guys, the Tiger is rocking hydraulic brakes, front and rear, and they stop this thing very quickly. We'll do a brake test up here around the corner, and it does have a very pretty mounted horizontal display here as well. And as for the display, it is going to show you your battery percentage at the very top, your speedometer to the middle left there. To the right at the very bottom corner is going to be your pedal assist modes in which you're in. And the dial that goes around that is your RPM gauge, so that's pretty cool. And then at the very bottom, a little more on the left side, is going to tell you your trip and total miles and things like that. So a very solid display. And it looks very bright even in the dead of the middle of the day like we are right now. All right, you guys, so right now we are taking this thing to right around 30 miles an hour. We're going to see how quickly it can stop, how safely and how smoothly. So, all right, we are at 30 miles an hour. Let's go ahead and hit both brakes. There you go. Stops actually rather quickly. That's pretty impressive. And it didn't feel sketchy at all. It felt like those brakes are more than powerful and super smooth. And you gotta love hydraulic brakes. Guys, the grips on the Tiger, they feel so good. They're like very plush. They almost feel like there's really squishy foam inside of it. Like, it's hard to explain. It just feels like a freaking teddy bear, but it feels great. It kind of takes the pressure off of your hands. I feel like I could ride this thing forever. Guys, the Qiolor Tiger is also equipped with front suspension and rear suspension as well. The front suspension is adjustable and the rear is fixed. All right, guys, we're going to take the Tiger up here around the corner and take this thing for a top speed test. I'm going to put it in pedal assist mode 1 through 5 and pedal at the same input to see how fast we can get each mode to go. So that'll be kind of interesting to find out. First impressions, you guys, right out of the box, this thing was shipped well. Everything looked great when it came out. Easy to put together for the most part. Just a pretty typical experience, but all in a very positive way. The frame is solid, the color is solid, and that's another thing. You guys will have so many options of colors. Just go on their website and check them out. You'll see all kinds of retro looks. It's a lot of fun. All right, guys, I'm going to put this thing in pedal assist mode 1, and we're going to start pedaling here to check how fast this thing's going to go. And 1 looks like it's not really inputting too much. It's going to hold us around 9 miles an hour, so we're going to go ahead and bump it up to pedal assist mode number 2. This thing is already definitely assisting us a lot more. We are going right around 14 miles per hour, just shy of that. We're going to go to pedal assist mode number 3. Pedal assist mode 3 is taking us to about 18.5 miles per hour. Now, pedal assist mode 4 is definitely kicking in much more. This is second from last here. We're going 24 miles per hour. And then we're going to go pedal assist mode number 5. You can see this is the final gear here. I'm doing the same input. And it's taking us to about 29 miles an hour. Now I'm going to try to crank it for a minute and see how fast we can get this thing to go. All right, guys, so I got it going just shy, 32 miles an hour. Not bad at all, and that's just twist throttle. So to be able to go topping 30 miles an hour is solid. Another thing that I definitely want to mention to you guys is the seat on this thing is so comfortable. It's the bench style retro seat, kind of the moped style. It feels great. It feels really good. I feel like I could just sit on the seat for a while and go for some rides and not really have any issues of anything cramping up or anything like that. And guys, we are going to go ahead and take the Tiger on a little off-road rip really quick just to show you that it is capable to handle the trails, and the tires are capable as well for smooth streets or bumpy rides on dirt trails, rocky paths, and things like that. Right now we're going around 30 miles per hour on this dirt trail, and I don't feel anything out of the ordinary that's sketchy or anything like that. The only thing is, like I said, the rear suspension is not adjustable, so it is a little bouncy, just a little bit, but that's pretty typical for these things. If you're a heavier rider, to kind of balance it out, it might not be quite as bouncy, But for me, I'm a little bit of a smaller rider, so it definitely feels a little bit bouncy. But again, that's pretty normal. And overall, it really does smoothen out the ride, having that suspension in the back and the front. All right, you guys, what we're gonna do here is pull over on this dirt path right here, and we're gonna go ahead and get some B-roll and give you guys a little rundown on the specs of the Qiolor Tiger right here. All right, guys, this is the Qiolor Tiger right here. Guys, starting with the battery, it is a 48 volt, and then you can either get a 15 amp hour or 35 amp hour if you want to get more miles. And I went with the 35 amp hour model. Your range stretch is going to be anywhere from 31 to like 62 miles. So it really depends on which model you go for. I highly recommend spending the extra cash on the 35 amp hour battery. You're going to get so much farther on a single charge. The charge time for this thing is anywhere from 9 to 14 hours. And if you're going with the 35 amp hour battery, it's going to be on the longer end. But again, the charge time is well worth the extra miles. I put a lot of miles on this thing, and I'm still at 100% battery, which is nuts. They claim on their website the top speed is 26 miles per hour, but I have gotten this thing on twist throttle alone, topping 32 miles an hour. I think I hit one time. Depends on what kind of grade you're riding on, but it'll go over 30 miles an hour without really any issues. Max load for the Tiger is 400 pounds, so you really can pack it on there and not worry about having any problems at all. The saddle is elastic foam. It is super soft, and it has, again, it just goes well with the rest of the bike, a very retro look to it, cafe racer style, and I love it. The bike also does come with matching painted mud guards for the rear and the front. I went ahead and removed both because I think it makes the bike look so much nicer and so much more aggressive and motorcycle-like, but it does come with it, which is a cool feature. The tires on the front and the back are 20 by 4-inch tires, and I believe the PSI on these things is, I believe 35, so you can put it where you'd like, a little less or a little more, but I believe they recommend 35 PSI. Both the rims that the tires are on come with reflectors on each for safety purposes. They look nice, and the bike comes with an integrated taillight as well, so when you brake, it'll light up, and it comes with a license plate mount as well, so you can either leave the Qiolor one on there or you can put your own custom one on there. The frame is aluminum alloy, so again, it's really pretty light for what it is, and the bike with the 35 amp hour battery, so a little heavier, is just shy of 100 pounds, so it is a little heavier, but overall, given for what you're getting for this bike, it's not bad at all. The battery alone weighs just under 10 pounds, so you can kind of, you know, gives you a little context. The bike is equipped with a very bright headlight on the front, and it does very well of lighting up your paths at night. And again, I do like all the retro inspired decals that they have on this bike, and they are painted on there very nicely. It is fixed to one gear, so there's no shifting or anything like that. The pedals and the sprockets all feel great, and I haven't had any issues along those lines at all. The motor is mounted in the rear, 48 volt, 750 watt for the motor. So again, that's what's going to get you up over 30 miles an hour, and the bike does have a good amount of torque as well. I've had a lot of fun on this, and this so far has been one of my favorite e-bikes that I've owned. The Tiger's remote is on the left side here, and it's quite simple. You have your hold your plus button to turn your headlight on. You also have turn signals in the taillight as well, which is really cool. You just tap that to turn them on and off. It's also equipped with a horn, and if you're walking alongside the bike and you want it to assist you a little bit, you can hold the minus button here, and it'll kind of assist pulling the bike if you're walking with it, so you don't really have to push it. As you can see, the handlebar clamps here, fully adjustable. You can loosen them and push these bars forward, or push them or pull them farther towards you, depends on what you prefer and what your riding style is. But again, that is all personal preference. Price point, you guys, if you're going to get the 15 amp hour battery, you're going to be sitting around $1,800 or so. And if you're going to go with the 35 amp hour battery, you are going to be sitting around $2,300, give or take, and in my opinion, it's worth the extra cash because you are going to get so much longer out of your charge. So it really just depends on what kind of rides you're planning on doing. But I will say the Qiolor Tiger is by far the best looking motorcycle inspired retro e-bike I've seen. I mean, I haven't seen any other retro style e-bikes that feel and look like a motorcycle. I really love it. But yeah, everything checks out, you guys. Great brakes, great speed, power overall. It is a little bit more on the pricey side, but you are getting what you pay for. The assembly was not that difficult, like I mentioned. But yeah, guys, that is the Qiolor Tiger e-bike. Retro inspired, motorcycle inspired, whatever you want to call it. So far, this is definitely one of my favorite. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I will catch you guys next time.